What's going on, everybody? How we doing? It's Frank, man. If you don't know who I am, that is my fault. I'm Frank Sell. I am, I guess what you would say, the founder of this page, Home of the Hustle. And so I made some posts on here earlier today that it wasn't a no, it's just not right now. And having patience in the pause is a skill that has served me so well over the years. So I know we have quite a few people that have liked the page since we have quit producing content. A lot of new friends, a lot of new family, and so some of y'all, if you don't know who I am and my background, I will share a little bit of that with you and what's been happening, what's going on. So like I said, my name is Frank Sell. I've been a small business owner, or as what I like to call, I own my own job for almost 20 years now. And my literal claim to fame is I bought a $100 VHS tape almost 20 years, and I taught my hands a new trade, and I beat the damn street so hard I swear I'll get a bill for the pothole someday. So here's kind of what that means. You know, back in the 1900s when I was growing up, I was born in 75, one of those last generations where we hear, you know, our parents and so on tell us, hey, go out, get an education, get a career, and stick there, stay in it for 30, 40 years. Well, my generation was one of the last generations that was even a possibility. So what happened for me is in high school, I knew that higher education was not a good investment for me. So I need to teach my hands a trade. And so I learned how to weld in school. And I chose that profession just because I knew I could always be employed. I could always go out and get a job. I always knew that welders made, you know, pretty decent money as far as a trade goes. And so that's what I did. I was really good at it. The last job that I had, I started Valentine's Day 1994. I was 18 years old. And just living the dream. I was 18 and I had a 30-year retirement program. So I was going to retire at 48 years old, full pension, all the benefits, insurance, blah, 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 all the good stuff, right? Well, they changed the deal on me. You see, I lived up to my part of the agreement. I showed up and did my work. And somewhere along the line, somebody decided it was a good idea to sell that company. And when that happened, they changed the deal. They changed the retirement plan, all this stuff. So all that went away, and you know, kind of had the epiphany, the awareness that, you know what, my destiny, my sovereignty was not in my control. I did not have my personal power. You know, that was up to somebody else. And so at that point, I had a choice. I had a choice of either really just to quit bitching and accept whatever they would give me, or do something about it. And that's where I say a lot of times that opportunity is not necessarily the opportunity or the decision. It's taking action and taking that first step. So that's what this page, Home of the Hustle, is really all about. It's you know, me and you know, a lot of family, a lot of friends, getting together and saying, you know what, you don't have to have it all together. You just got to start. It doesn't have to be perfect to start. Just start. And so back then, I think it was the early 2000s, that, you know, I had this idea that, you know, I want to go ahead and I want to teach my hands a new trade. Because what happened is that I saw that there were other people out there doing the same thing, and they were using their hands to make money. And I said, you know what, my hands are really talented, so I can teach my hands a new trade. And I literally bought a $100 VHS tape. And since then, this is 2003 when I quit my job. Since then, with my hands, have created millions of dollars of revenue. Millions with my hands. And I know revenue is just, it's a vanity number. So don't get that twisted. I understand it's a vanity number. There's gross revenues, gross income, net income. But at the same time, fucking millions of dollars with my hands. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because I want to loan you guys belief. I want to lend you some belief, because that was my story. So I bought this $100 VHS tape to learn a new trade, and I was all excited, and I'd spend hours working on practice parts and just teaching myself how to do this. And I had somebody that I looked up to at the time, and I said, hey man, you know what, I've been practicing, you know, I want to get into this business. They were already into the business, and they were kind of a friend of mine. And when I went to them, they just kind of laughed at me and said, man, you know, we can't help you, it'd be too much like training you. And I said, okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. So I literally, you know, there was a situation where somebody changed the deal on me. And instead of just crying about it or boo-hooing about it, I took massive action. I opened up the phone book, and you know, back then we had the yellow pages. It was a big deal. I used to spend tens of thousands of dollars a year on yellow page ads. But you know, I came home 2003, March of 2003. I came home. I said, you know what? My hand's really talented, and I'm gonna do this. And so that's when it happened. I literally opened the phone book, and you know, like Grant Cardone says, who's got my money? And so I would sit there and say, who can I trade my talent for their money? And I'd go up and I would call them, or I would go see them. I would look up in the phone book and say, okay, so these car dealerships or these body shops or whatever, because I was in the auto hail repair industry, what they call paintless dent repair. And I said, okay, so who can I go see? And then I would go see them. So I would, you know, figure out what I wanted. My big goal back then was to make $100,000. When I quit my job, I was making about $45,000, $50,000 as a welder. And so what happened was I had this great big goal of making $100,000 a year. And I said, you know what? There's my goal. That's my target. Who's got my money? So make a list, go contact them again, 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 and contact them again until they tell you no, or until they give you business. And so that's what happened. Hey Jody, how's it going? And so that's what happened. I went out just again and again and again, and that's why on our coffee now, that's why it says, beat the damn street so hard they send you a bill for the potholes. I learned so many valuable lessons, and that's why this page, Home of the Hustle, was really started. And it's, you know, for us to loan our stories to you guys. It's also a way for us to, you know, for me personally, and Eddie and Jason and Justin and, you know, everybody that's been on this page, Sarah, you know, Thompson, everybody, that we can bring value in the stuff that we don't know. We can go out and ask people that have information that we don't know and get them onto this platform. And while we're getting the information, you are also getting the information. And so it's a way for all of us to grow together. And so with that, you know, I just say, welcome back to Home of the Hustle. And so here's what's going to happen. Like I said, I started my first business almost 20 years ago. I literally beat the streets, and it's been a very successful. I am just so blessed for what this business has done for me. In, you know, creating this whole little paradigm of, you know, fixing this hail damage. I've literally, like I said, created millions of dollars of revenue with my hands. But what that taught me, though, and as I've grown as a man, for me personally, as I came to Christ and started learning what a true man is, what a true meek man, a man that leads with love, a man that is armored up with discernment and can block and guard, you know, the bullshit that the world is going to throw at you from getting to your heart. They can look at your friends and family and understand, you know what, they may not know who's thinking they're thinking, because I know I didn't for a long time. What that means is that we have generational patterns from our families and from our friends. All of this garbage is kind of layered onto us, and that we don't really know who's thinking we're thinking. And so that's been part of my mission growing through this. And so that back in March 9th, 2013 is when I came to Christ. I started to get an awareness of what a true man is. And that's really where my growth started. It really just accelerated from there. And so even though I created this business over here, you know, for the longest time, I looked at it like, you know, I was really good. I did all this stuff, but at the same time, these hands can't make any money, you know, if a creator, if God didn't provide some hail damage, you know, for these hands to go to work. And then on top of that, as I learned about, being a man, a man has a more mature outlook on life, on relationships, on money, on so many different things. And so as a man, as a father, I kind of thought it was pretty irresponsible of me to have all of my income, all of my security, my family's security dependent upon these. It's like if I break that, I'm out of business because I use my hands to make money, right? So that's why we started this page, Home of the Hustle, is to go out and develop a network of friends and people, to help us and help them. And it's just it's a virtuous cycle. It's a win-win, to be able to go out and build brands or learn how to market stuff, learn how to sell stuff online and different things. And so that's where, for me, I started, Baby Beard Club. It's an online company where, we sell beard oil. And that really aligns with my purpose, helping men specifically develop the armor of Christ, to help you develop that awareness and understand who's thinking you're thinking, so that when life throws all these arrows at you, kind of like right now with this pandemic bullshit that we have going on, you can look at that with a discernment, and then you can kind of have a different view. You can have a calmness to you because you know where your supply is, you know where your source is, you know what a real threat is and what isn't a real threat. And so you can walk with confidence in that. And so for me, we started the beard oil company, Baby Beard Club, and you can go to that, to babybeardclub.com. I'm pretty pumped. We got the trademark for that now, so that opens up some doors to sell stuff different ways, like on Amazon and so on. And so that was a really great vehicle. It's a really awesome learning experience. For one of them, is how much money you can waste on people that are so-called experts, but it's taught me so much. And so through that beard oil, you would have some friends locally that were buying it, and they also happen to have a coffee roaster company. And one day, I just as a joke, I got off. There it is. Oh, I'd ordered some stickers to give out with the beard oil, because one of our products is called Get Shit Done. And so I ordered some stickers like this to give out with orders, just as a freebie. Well, I ordered coffee from my friends, and their bags of coffee came in like super fresh. They didn't even have their own personal labels on them. And so I took this sticker, and you can go to my personal timeline, and I just posted kind of like a little timeline of what happened. I took this sticker and I put it on a bag like this, and I posted it on Facebook, and people are like, holy shit, is that Get Shit Done coffee? And I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, it is. How can I buy it? I was like, hold on a minute. And I literally went and took a picture of this, and I put it on my website just like this. I mean, it's not like this little 75-cent sticker on a bag of their coffee. I didn't even own it. I mean, I owned it. It's my personal use. It wasn't my product. I put my sticker on their coffee, a bag just like this, and people are like, that's so cool. It's Get Shit Done coffee. And I'm like, how can I buy it? I go put it on my website, and I give people a way to buy it. And so that's something that I've learned is, man, is that KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. It's just don't overcomplicate it. It doesn't have to be any harder other than just go sell something. Go sell something. Get yourself one little win. And so what that's turned into is I invested some energy and some money into creating the labels and making it look a little nicer. It says beat the street so damn hard they send you a bill for the potholes, and at the bottom of it it says Make America Grind Again. So that's why if you see like the header photo on our site here and on our page, that's why it says all that, because I want it to have congruency. I want it to look and feel professional, so that when people go to the website, we're building up the website now, and I've changed the page here to where it was kind of like an entertainment page, and we're still going to do live videos and so on. We're still going to bring entrepreneur content and different things, because I still want to bring value to to all of you guys, the family that we have here at Home of the Hustle. Something that that really sparked why I'm doing this now in this way is I was just on another podcast yesterday, and the only reason I was on that podcast is because of Home of the Hustle. I went to an entrepreneur event about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and I met these guys that were actually salesmen and partners with Kevin Harrington, the original Shark Tank founder, and they really liked me, and they say, "Hey man, why don't you come out to our event in San Diego?" And so I went out to the event in San Diego, and they paid for my ticket and everything, like $600 ticket. And they said, "Man, we just like you. Come hang out with us." So I went out there, and it was another e-commerce, like selling stuff online event. And I meet a whole bunch of really awesome people. And one of the guys that I met was Norm Farrar. The guy sells, 8 figures of stuff on Amazon. He's got a great beard, and he loved our beard product. And so we had an instant connection. We became friends. So I was on his podcast yesterday. He has a podcast that says, "I Know a Guy." That's the name of his podcast. It's kind of about networking and so on. And so I was on that podcast, and I'm sharing my story with him of just buying a $100 VHS tape and quitting my job and beating the street so hard that I swear I get a bill for the potholes. And so here's this guy that sells $10+ million of stuff on Amazon, and I can see in his eyes, man, how much he loves that story. And so for me, it's kind of selfish to not get back in this platform and share that, because what it is it's like I said, it's lending believability. It's giving permission to people to say, "Hey, I am nothing special other than I will work my fucking face off. I will put my face down and just run." In life and business, you make a decision and then you make it right. Meaning, once you make that decision, once you commit and God honors commitment, then you put your feet down on the pavement and you work. You work until no matter what, it becomes the right decision. So that's why I say welcome back to Home of the Hustle. And thanks for everybody that shared this out. We'll be producing some of this stuff on a podcast, so you can listen to it, watch it, whatever fashion way that you want. So man, we always appreciate our friends and family here at Home of the Hustle sharing, and thank you for your patience. Patience in the pause is a skill that will serve you for life. We'll see you soon.